Hello, everybody. One quick second. I forgot to put the lights on and drop the green screen. Professional streamer. All right. In my defense, I was getting a coffee. All right, so we'll move on over, but I'll answer D-Mar's question. Is it too soon to start back into streaming? Yes. I keyed. Hey, everybody. Oh, I guess I gotta prop that differently. New camera on an old scene. Let's take care of that. Good to see you. Good to see you, everybody. There we go. A little bit of that. A little of that. The sizing is way off. I don't know what to. We'll go with that. How about that? We'll just go with that. There's also a very thin line. I see it. See it. Hold on. Too low. Oh, we'll get there. It's too far again. Steady. Put that. Okay, we can live with that. We'll lock it in there. Hi, everybody. I sound a little different. I feel a little different. But I'm alive. So we got that going for us, which is the main thing. So we gotta clean these off. But yes, hello. Figured, put out Facebook posts and social media, like just Discord and stuff for everybody, but that'd be good if we sat and chat about it for a bit. Talking, it does hurt the throat and stuff a little bit too, but not. So it won't be an all-night stream going on, anything like that. But yeah, I figured if anyone wanted to talk about it, let's get into it. And I also have a couple of surprises as well. Never before seen. Well, they were very much seen by everybody who was with me at the hospital. But when I couldn't talk and I was in a very drug-induced haze, I was only able to write when I had an intubation tube down my throat. I haven't looked at what was written on those papers, so we're going to all go through that live together. And then I'll see if any of it brings up any memories or what the hell was on that. We'll show them off. Yeah, we'll go from there, I guess. Yeah, it was pretty selfish of me, though. You are right, Rayo. You are right. Not even thinking about the living. Just No, it was the scariest thing a person can go through. Just to be succinct about it, to start off, for sure. But honestly, like, I barely went through any of it the way that I think. I think my girlfriend went through more than I did for the whole ordeal. She was there from when it was like, okay, I'm at the first hospital, and they realized it was out of their element, and they must have put two and two together pretty fast because they were like, we got to get you out of here right now, you know. So I had blood work drawn and stuff at the hospital, and they wanted to do a CT scan because, like, from what they could see, everything looked kind of fine. Like, but the problem was further down, right? So they couldn't see it, so they wanted to do a CT scan. Problem was, when I would lay down, I would choke. Like, I literally, like, my airways would just close over, right? So all they could do was an X-ray. So the X-ray was all they really had to go on, and with the blood work and stuff, they're like, okay, you are going to a specialist right now, sort of thing. And yeah, it all started so simple though, too. Like, it was after the long weekend. I woke up, I had a scratch in my throat. So I was like, oh, maybe it was the chips I ate last night. Maybe one just scratched my throat or something, you know. It still felt pretty good, but it was like an irritation. So I was at work, and then, like, by like 1 o'clock though, I was like drinking a lot of water. Like, this is like really scratchy to swallow. Like, this is a bad sore throat, right? Got through the day. I was supposed to even, like, go get groceries and stuff, but I was like, nah, screw that. Like, whatever this is hitting fast. Like, I was like, I'm just gonna go home. And called in sick the next day because I was like, no, I think this is the flu or something. You know, nothing was ever alarming about it until the next night, like Wednesday night. It was in the evening time, around 6 o'clock or something. I could feel it. Like, I was salivating. Like, it was getting hard to swallow. And I noticed it was like a little harder to breathe as well, but it was mostly like just the salivating thing that was like, God, like, it's gross, but like my mouth was like filling up. And I'm like, like, just doing everything I could to swallow, right? Because it was pretty. It wasn't like alarming at that point, but it also felt. I was like, okay, like that's not normal, you know? So luckily, instead of just being a typical dude and just being like, you know what? How about I just shrug it off, and that's about that, you know? So it could have went way worse, obviously. Could have been much, much worse. But yeah, I went to the hospital. They realized it was out of their element at the one I was at. Went to University of Alberta. The late night. But yeah, it was first part where, like, you're just in a hospital, you're getting tests done, nobody knows, nobody's saying anything, they're just, and it was actually like in the ambulance, like the ambulance driver was doing his thing, and I had another one in the back with me, and she was like, did anybody give you anything for pain? I was like, no, I just got like an IV bag there, and then they were gonna do something like a steroid or something to help with swelling. I was like, I'm looking at your numbers right now, and I'm really shocked that that's not the case. I was like, oh? I was like, nobody's told me anything, basically, right? And yeah, she's like, well, I'll put it into perspective for you. if you have appendicitis, you know, which your body is going to be fighting off, you have a white blood cell count of 5. You have 24. So she was like, whatever this is, it's aggressive. Like, whatever's going on is really happening right now. Oh, okay. I was like, well, I guess let's get that morphine dripping then. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to you because that's the first bit of like concrete anything I've heard, you know. I was like, yep, let's shoot that in, I guess, you know. Get prepared for the night. But it all just seemed like it was very casual too. Like I don't think anybody expected it to be like as progressed as it was. And like they had the anesthesiologist and stuff, like they were waiting to see what was going on, but like they needed to get a look at it to confirm what they were suspecting or whatever. And I cannot stress this enough. I really hope none of you ever have to get a camera jammed down your nose into your throat. Because no matter how much numbing agent they put in, like just thinking of that memory, like I can feel, like it feels like it's in my nose right now. Like it was so uncomfortable. And I'm like, you're just trying to look down the throat. Why don't you just fucking angle the thing down my mouth? Like, why are you doing this shit? Like, holy crap. It was miserable. And like Buddy was putting the numbing stuff in the fluid, but he put too much. Like, it could have been the right amount, but like it was running down the back of my throat, right? To a point where I think actually when they were jamming it down, it pushed some into my lungs. Yeah, I guess that's true, but I'm like, it's a pretty direct thing. You can angle the lens, you know, like whatever, right? But yeah, it was that was the one part that was like scary to me tonight, because like it literally felt like I had fluid in my lungs. And after they pulled the camera out, I was doing like fighting for the most pathetic breath you've ever heard. And like just, I was like, what did you do to me? You know? And he was like, no, you just got a narrow airway. I was like, fuck you, man. I didn't come in like this, you know? I was like, this is on you. Like, this is not what just happened. Like, fuck it. And they're like listening. And then I think, you ever like know somebody realizes, but they don't want to admit it, sort of thing? Like if a kid's caught in a lie, or they realize that you've just proven them wrong and they pivot to something else, you know? It was one of those moments where like he listened and then he moved again, and then I could hear it like gurgling in my lungs, for God's sakes, and then just kind of that like pause and like, oh, like yeah, this is labored breathing for sure. He was like, well, you got to try calm down, because you might hyperventilate or like pass out or something. I was like, fuck you, calm down. Like this, but they're right. I had to, because like I had to like find a way to do a very controlled, like don't put too much effort into it, because I almost passed out from just trying, like I say, get barely a breath in at that point. And then it was like, well, obviously you're not going to be able to breathe on your own. We got to intubate you. But with how narrow the airway is, we might actually have to do like a tracheotomy. And at this point, like I can barely breathe, right? I'm like, do what you have to do. Like I get it. If you gotta do surgery or something in the throat, obviously I'm not gonna be there friggin' whistling Dixie here. So I remember scooting over, getting on the bed. It's Wednesday night, and then I woke up. I woke up and my cousin Ryan was there, and John, and my buddy Evan, and there's friends and family around, my girlfriend. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I was like, seeing my cousin John never quite clicked in. He lives a ways away, but like we were like brothers growing up, you know, so it didn't like click that it was like, oh, he's here because I almost died or anything. It was like, oh, well, that's awful nice of him. You know, that's a 3-hour drive to get here, but like I'm just coming out of a drug-induced basically coma, you know? Like I don't remember much of anything at all. And yeah, it all was like starting to like be hazy and click together, but like honestly, like after they pulled the tube out, like your throat is raw, A, from just the infection, and B, from, you know, having the tube down there and stuff. But a side effect of that is like it helps fluids like stay in your lungs, like you're not drying them out with just natural air or whatever. So I'm just the worst person to be around at that point because I'm disgusting. Like I've been like just trapped in a bed, sweating, bullets here, just, you know, greasy haired friggin', and just not throwing up, but like ejecting fluids from my lungs basically into a suction tube that's hooked up to the bed. Just miserable. Just the worst thing. Like even at one point I remember looking over at them being like, how are you even sitting in this room right now? It's like, my God, like this is grossing me out. You guys are just, you know, we're all still just joking around and stuff. So I was like, I would be throwing up in the sink the second you started doing that. Like, I'm sorry, but like you guys are way better friends in this situation than I could ever be. I'd be there, but I'd be, you know, I'd be throwing up myself, you know. I do not have a strong strong resilience to stuff like that. So that was you know, and we were just kind of like joking and stuff, but I didn't know that there was a pep talk for everybody before they stepped in the room and saw me and stuff. But my girlfriend was like, it's not good what you're gonna see, you know, but just keep it together, you know, for him. I didn't know any of that. It just, you know, I barely knew what was going on. But then at one point, like during the conversation, somebody said something about, yeah, back to work tomorrow. Can't believe the weekend's over, right? And I was like, what? He's like, what day is it? It's Sunday. I was like, what do you mean it's Sunday? Like, then it was like, whoa, like that's why John is here. Like, what? You know, I went in Wednesday night and I woke up Sunday afternoon, you know. So that was like, wow. That's when it kind of like kicked like a mule. Something was obviously, like, you know, I've been in an ICU and stuff. I knew obviously, but I thought it was just like coming out of the surgery, and like I was like, yeah, sure, of course, I got to be in this environment. Like that's no, it's no thing, you know. But yeah, then it was like, yeah, and then just kind of it all just kind of rocks your world, you know. The biggest thing that I think kills me about it is that, like, I'm like your stereotypical guy, like, you know, you don't want to cause any problems, you just go about doing your thing, whatever, you know, you just plug along, move forward. So you don't want to be a bother to anybody. And you know it's not your fault and nobody's bothered by it, but it was like, wow, like I caused all of this misery for everybody, you know, like, which is, again, nobody's thinking that in the room. I shouldn't even be thinking that, but that's just how I'm wired, right? So like it was just tough to be like, oh shit, like I've put a lot of people through a lot, haven't I? You know, and I'll tell you that first night was brutal. Like I felt like I was burning up, and fucking that hospital is an icebox. Like Because I was like, oh my God, how are you guys even in clothes right now? I was like, my God, it's an oven in this place. They're like, dude, it's freezing in here. And I looked like, you're wearing a sweater. Yeah, okay. No, it's me. All right, you know. Stuff, but yeah, it was pretty rough, to put it lightly. Easily the worst experience of my life. I think that goes without saying, for sure. But yes, but it's good to see you guys again. Jader, Trail, PT, Shadow Boxer. Always a pleasure. I don't think I'll be play testing a game for you this weekend if you got one, but I do have lots of free time if you want. I'm not going to work on Monday or anything, so we can talk, you know. But yeah, Lanks, good to see you. Of course, Raspy and Rayo. Demar was in here right off the bat. Dexter, hello. But yeah, so it's really weird too, because like at one point, like they're doing everything to get you well, and like everyone's looking at you and saying, wow, you look really good today, you know, because they've seen you at your absolute worst, right? Like my girlfriend even said, like, you know, fish eyes, like your eyes had like that like film looking thing over them for a bit, right? And it's just like, yeah, you are just barely there, you know, like you're just hanging on, right? And you know, I'm getting wheeled down the middle of the night, which is funny because they were like, oh, you know, do you want us to help give you something to go to rest, you know, get some sleep? And it's like, well, no, actually, like I can barely breathe, and I'm scared, honestly, that like I don't want to be knocked out and then I can't breathe, and I'll be sending you guys throwing more tubes down my throat, you know. Like, I'm good. I'll hopefully I'll just keep bringing the ice waters, and I'll struggle with all of my might to stand up to pee in the pee jug, you know. There's a good benefit though. You do get a piss jug. So they get 1 point of the whole experience, you know. Your very own piss jug. But yeah, it was a struggle. And it's like, it's an emotional struggle too. Like it's a lot. Even when you get out of the place, like I was so pathetically weak. Like when we were leaving, like just the University of Alberta facility is like, the footprint is friggin' enormous, right? Blocks and blocks. But yeah, like just trying to get to where they parked. Like my girlfriend went ahead when we were close to go bring up the car, and then me and my cousin Ryan were walking. He's there with me. He was like, whatever pace you need, man, if you got to rest, you know, it's all good. And I was like, I'm pretty excited to get out of here, you know. I won't get to have the lasagna tomorrow, darn, but you know, let's get the meat out of here. And yeah, it was like, I knew I was slow, and like everything was like, ooh, okay, just one foot in front of the other, like you're exhausted. Because, you know, your body's just like barely coming back. And this like 80-year-old couple like walks past me like to the finish line. I just looked up, like, fuck. Like, so that's how weak I am. Okay. To be fair, they look like Olympian old people, though. They do like shot put or something. They're super strong. They're definitely not your average 80-year-old couple. You know. Bunch of show-offs, really. But, Yeah, fucking Jack LaLanne. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was dragging a bus behind him. But Dexter, you said joined a little late. What was the prognosis? So officially, what I had was called epiglottitis. Epiglottitis. It's a bacterial infection which attacks the epiglottis, which is essentially the flap that determines air or food down in your throat, right? But it hit, and like I noticed even like by the end of the first night, like there was a bit of like pressure, but it wasn't like full on swelling. The next day, like my neck was stiff because there was swelling, but again, nothing was like restricting my airways or something. It just felt like a bad sore throat, right? And I'd never heard of anything that was bacterial that was that bad. Like, I mean, you hear certain things over the years, like some guys can scratch their hand at work on a rusty I-beam and then they get flesh-eating disease and stuff. But you can get that from mowing your lawn, too. Like, I mean, bacteria is just gets you or it doesn't, right? So you can't just read about all the... It's not a light read to read about all the diseases and bacteria and stuff, right? So. Grunty artist. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, I did make this. Completely original. Nobody's ever drawn that. We're moving on from that. But yeah, it was, let's say, just completely horrible experience. I could have TMI moments to share with you if I wanted. Like there's all kinds of things that go above and beyond. But I'm the stick man, nerd. Nice. Yes, but welcome in. Good to see you, Cressy and Cut. Sluid Foe, I see you there. And Gecko, sorry I saw you pop in as well. But yeah. Yeah, no, she was on the game. Let's say, like, I think that was the thing that, like I say, it tore me up more to know that I was causing everybody else to have to, you know, be the strongest version of themselves as well, right? Because it's just like, it's just completely out of left field. Like, I mean, like, I was literally just talking with my cousin Ryan, out of the blue too, because like we don't talk all the time and stuff. We've always gotten along. There's no reason not to. It's just, you know, you grow up and he's working, he's got his life, and he's out of town a lot. We were just talking about pressure washers and stuff, like just whatever, right? Everything just totally normal, and then just boom, I was just near dead, you know, just out of left field completely. Because he even said that when he woke up. He was like, man, like, you never mentioned you were sick, anything? And I was like, when we talked, I was not. Within like 48 hours, this thing just, you know, went near deadly, you know. Yeah, I guess. We're gonna get to that. So I do have a couple of special surprises as well for everybody. So she found out because even under the influence of like 3 vials of, I forget what the drug is, but it's basically one step below fentanyl. Girlfriend didn't want them giving me fentanyl to knock me out. But apparently I've got a really good tolerance. No, it was not Dilaudid. It was not Dilaudid. Because my buddy was on Dilaudid before. He was like, hey, did they give you that stuff? I was like, nope, it wasn't that. But, yeah, they were on like their 3rd vial of it. And they kind of like asked, my girlfriend was like, is he a heavy drug user? Because he's like still really with us right now. Like he should not understand what's going on, but like I'm still kind of like following around the room and like whatever, right? Like, no, he's not. I was like, yeah, yeah. Just joking. That was the nice thing about having a family where we all just a bunch of bullshitters, and so we were trying to make each other laugh and stuff. Like when they had the my first meal that came to me like the second day, like on Monday. Or was it that Sunday night, actually? Yeah, I guess it was that night. Everything happened really fast on the recovery side, right? Where I was like, oh, God, they're actually bringing food? Like, they weren't even giving me water like 3 hours ago. Then I finally got a cup of water, and then I was like, boom, here you go. Here's some food for you. Which was horrible to try swallow and everything, but, you know, the body needs what the body needs. You're so weak. And they give you those containers as like a little cup of milk, but it's got like the peel back lid on it. And I just look at it, I was like, this isn't going to end well, is it? Give the guy who's as strong as about a kitten right now. I'll peel off lid for his liquids here. Just trying to, oh God, this is going everywhere, you know. I was like, don't you dare help me. We all need to see how this plays out, you know. I'm like, oh no, we're gonna see. We can always get you another milk, but we can't we can't open the same one twice, you know. I'm just laughing. But yeah, it was and then the next morning, like the day when I got released, my God, I actually shed a tear because I was by myself and they brought breakfast. And there was coffee. Like, whatever the meal was, I didn't even know. I just, like, it felt so normal after just going through, like, coming off of all of the friggin' the drugs and the, you know, you don't sleep at nighttime at all. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not helping the accusations of the professional drug user here, but you see the bruises on my arms and, you know, they're sticking new IVs and checking your vitals and your blood pressure, and they're doing this and that. So you're lucky if you get a half an hour to an hour of sleep before you're just jarred awake. I had a lovely neighbor that would just scream randomly throughout the night as well. So, you know, that helped to get a good night's sleep as well, you know. So yeah, it was just, you know, pretty awful. But definitely, like I say, I mean, just there were certain moments where it's like everyone's telling you, like, you look so good today, and then like I'm getting wheeled down, like say they were gonna give me a shot, and then it's like, oh, we're moving you out of this room down the hall. I was like, okay. And then it wasn't like my own room, it was like a general area, and it was just like some curtains that divided the bed. So I was like, as much as I do prefer to have my own space, I'm going to take this as a good sign that I don't need to be in what I was calling the eagle's nest. It's like I'd look outside of the window and you would just see like the hub of like where the nurses all were, right near blankets, right near everything. It was just like bam, right there. So I was like, oh, I was in the very close monitoring station, right? So they just put me down literally as far away from that as possible. So I was like, awesome. I'm taking that as a good sign. You know? But yeah, like I'm going down, then like this sweet old lady, like an older nurse, gray hair, she was like, I know you. Like, it's good to see you without the tubes. I was like, I've been hearing that a lot lately, you know. It's like, so that's what your voice sounds like, you know, like really nice people, like just salt of the earth, you know. But yeah, it was just, but even the first day when I got home, like I slept and it was a better sleep. It was far from the rest I needed. But the next day, like, I was still, like, tired in the morning, but I gotta, like, drive some food in me before I have my medication at 8 in the morning and stuff. But like by that afternoon, all of a sudden, like just able to have like just more food, moving around and stuff. I was still shaky legged and stuff, but like all of a sudden, like I could feel actual, like I'm coming back around. Like it wasn't just being told you look good. It was, no, you're actually recovering. Like I could feel physically my body was recovering. And then yesterday I was just hungry, like all day. My body was like, we need this, we need this, we need this. So we got a lot of recovering to do, buddy, you know? So I was like, perfect. Yep, I'll keep snacking all day, but you know. And trying to juggle, like, having the odd phone call that would come in. And you want to talk to everybody because you've just been given a second lease on life, you know, but also you want to talk to nobody. Because this is me sounding fantastic right now. So I was telling my buddy, I was like, I sound like either one of the characters from the Simpsons sketch, Queen of the Harpies. You know? Queen of the Harpies. Oh, stop it, John. You know? I can play both sides of that, but his throat's fucked right now. So yeah, I do hate the other people in your hospital room experience. Oh yeah, it was something. I also had like really, I don't even know how to describe it. I was very annoyed by it because like I know like whatever it was probably a mix of sleep deprivation, the drugs like being flushed from my system and everything else. But like when I was trying to sleep down in that other wing, there's still like a swelling and a pressure to everything, right? And when I would close my eyes, it always was in like threes was the thing. And it was usually like very peculiar combinations, or it was just like, it felt like it was ghosts of the hospital or just the most random international, what the hell is grabbing me by the throat right now, mental imagery that was so vivid. Like, I know some people say, oh, I can close my eyes and watch a movie, you know? And like, I'm not that person. I can, like, visualize that I'm visualizing it of sorts, but it's still mostly a black canvas. I'm looking at the back of my eyeballs, you know? I get it, but it's not, you know, literally there. Well, this was like, boom, like Spider-Man in Technicolor, baby. Like, this was just like three like haunted looking Asian ladies that would just come in and they'd just be getting closer, and I could just feel like one's like hand here and then one like just, it was always like near the face or the throat. It was never like choking or whatever, but it was just like in accordance to the pressure that was also in my body, right? And I was like, I just want to go to sleep. Like, I don't know who you are, but just leave me alone, you know? Like, I know you're not really here. I'm not the vessel of the dead here. I was like, can you just stop and just let me get 20 minutes of sleep right now, you know? But just no fucking way. Like, that was about as close to like anything that was hallucinations or whatever, right? Yeah, I was like, no, thank you. Like, move on to the next vessel. There's somebody yelling down the hall. You can't miss them. Just go bug them. Fuck. They're awake, you know? Take a left and then wait till the scream happens. You'll hear it, you know? Well, it was called epiglottitis. Just a bacterial infection that attacks your epiglottis, which controls basically food or air. What's it gonna be? That's what does it, you know? But yeah, it was. So yeah, I had my coffee and God, I was like so excited. Hospital food though, like there was like a crust. It just looked like it was like very yellow, like dried, a little bit, but it's still like that carton of like not hard-boiled eggs, Jesus, scrambled eggs. Like the first bite, it was like a sharp edge that was, I was like, taken out by eggs over here. So I gotta scrape the top off my eggs so I can actually just get to the soft underbelly of carton of egg TM, you know. And I was like, oh man, they got raspberry jam on this toast. I was like, I can't wait to dive into this. And like, still just anything was so irritating on the throat. I was like, I want to enjoy like one bite of something. And I took like all of my milk, and then I realized what was in one of the other containers was oatmeal, which was of course fucking cement. I was like, shit, if I would have just saved a little bit of that milk, I could have mixed it in with the brown sugar, and this would actually be really good oatmeal right now. But no, it's just blah, chimney mortar going. Oh my God, this is the worst breakfast ever. Everything was attacking you in new ways. I was like, I peaked with the coffee, man. But yeah, then they, you know, did the symposium of great minds, like 5 doctors rolling around with their laptops and the little workstations as they just kind of hover around with their coffee, move from one bed, discuss whatever, move to the next bed, discuss whatever. Then yeah, they were basically like, pretty sure you're getting out of here today, you know? So I was like, oh, your show, man. You know, like, if you think so or whatever, like, I'm not going to ask to stay any longer than I have to, for sure, right? I was like, but it is lasagna night tomorrow. Oh, I don't know. I think I got the black lung, doc, you know. Just one more day. Just let me get that lasagna. You know. Like, no, just get me out of here. So, yeah, it's good that way. And then, of course, my girlfriend was over preparing in all of the right ways. Like, it's not even a criticism, but it's like, it's because of the what the hell even caused this. Like I was saying, I'd rather it was a motorcycle accident. You know what I mean? At least I could be like, yep, I took that turn too fast, and that's what sent me into the tree. Like there's a plus B equals C, you know? But this was just like, the hell was it? Was it a toothbrush? Is it that spoon? You know, you don't know what the fuck. You're just looking around, and you can drive yourself nuts. I'll kill you, you spoon bastard. You know, like, I'll take you out this time. You don't know what happened. You don't know what caused it. So. The uncertainty of it all was just like, okay, well, you know, we're gonna have the dogs in the kitchen, and we'll make sure we get you to the room. I bought an air purifier and all this stuff, and I was like, sure, you know, whatever. And then just before we left, which I was really glad because I think it kind of like reeled us back a bit. There was a service dog, not you, Yuki. And then we'll get to move on to what I'm hoping is going to be a hilarious segment of my drug-induced markerings. When I couldn't talk, I only had a marker and a notepad. So I got a bunch of papers to go through here. But there was a therapy dog that they brought in. Xena, the Labradoodle. Give you a little business card. This little sweetie comes by the bed. They're like, hey, would you like a visit from Xena? I was like, you get that dog up here right fucking now. And I'll tell you, Xena had the handler trained because she knows the routine. She goes to a bed, jumps up on the bed, the handler gives 2 treats, she knows like a couple of things, like you can rest it on her nose, and she knows this. I was like, I don't want this dog to have to work for its money, you know. Just I was like, let me just feed this little sweet-faced angel some treats and just, you know. But the dog's not even looking at you. The dog is just like, wow, 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 just talking to the handler. Because, like, okay, treats come when I go to the next bed. I just got 2 treats. It's time to move on. More treats when we leave, right? So the dog doesn't give a shit about you being there at all. Like, you know, like, Xena's working her game, you know, at that point, right? So I was like, I respect this. You get those treats, Xena. You earn them, you know. But then it was like, well, I told my girlfriend, I was like, well, you were going to lock up Winston and Luna and then make sure I go to a room and then keep them from me for a couple of days and this and that. But the second you saw a random hospital dog, you were like, yes, bring the dog here now. I was like, you see what I'm saying? I was like, we can't do that to Winston and Luna. I can't do that. Oh my God. But when I got through the door, yeah, they were losing their minds. Like, absolutely losing their minds. I think Luna talked for about an hour straight, like, kind of crying. You know, like, not like the whimper cry. Like after I've had Winston at the vet after surgery and he was left alone, and then after we got him in the car and stuff, he had like a big like cry of his own, you know. I was like, oh my God, I never want to hear that again, right? It was just like the excitement of it. And yeah, like Luna just was not stopping. So much to say, yeah. And Winston was just, you know, he was just back and forth because he's a mama's boy, and Luna's daddy's little girl. She's right here next to me. She's staying close on the couch. Stealing my house coat. Yeah, I see you stealing my house coat. Little sweetie. It's yours now, brother. But yeah, so they were super happy. How many times dying? No, this was definitely the worst. Definitely the worst for me. It was my first ever ambulance ride. And so much more, you know. I got the total package in one shot, you know. Just like going to the all-inclusive resort, but the hospital version of, you know, living or dying, unfortunately. But yeah, it was quite the roller coaster. But yeah, no, it was, like I say, the second day home and stuff, it was quite a roller coaster ride. And then like last night I was talking with a friend of mine. Like, friends were talking throughout. Like I say, I had to kind of pace it because talking eventually hurts. So, but yeah, it was in a weird way it was good because it actually mended a friendship that got lost. Not like it was dissolved, but there was a misunderstanding due to I might have fallen asleep with my phone 10 years ago and accidentally blocked a friend on Facebook, and I barely ever use Facebook to begin with and stuff. And I thought, like, over the years, like, oh, you know, I'll try to reach out to this person, and they're like, oh, I guess they don't use Facebook. I was like, that makes sense, you know, that's how they kind of were, you know. Didn't picture them much for social media or something and all that. And but yeah, I was talking with my good buddy, and I was like, well, hey, like, how's you know, so and so doing? And then he mentioned that they were talking over Facebook. I was like, oh, so maybe she just has Messenger or something. Like, okay, whatever. And looked up her name and stuff, and then it just happened that we were there was a chat group that we had, and there was 3 of us. and it was like, you know, in the movies when they do that like zoom in and the background pulls away, that realization moment of like, oh my god, I just saw blocked, like over the. I was like, it was me this whole time. Like, oh my god, are you? I've lost a decade with a good friend because of a random button press that I didn't know ever happened. Like, this is fucking crazy, you know? And then, yeah, so I, like, sent a message, like, immediately and stuff. And then she was like, yeah, no, I thought you were, like, mad at me or something. And whatever. I was like, oh my god, like, I was like, no, like, you've never done anything in my life, you know? Like, I was like, this is fucking outrageous. Like, I can't believe this, right? Through it all, like, now we started chatting again today, like, just today, because I sent the message at, like, midnight after the realization. I was like, hey, this is a thing that happened. I am so sorry. Please feel free to reach out, you know? Yeah, and I was fully expecting, you know, her to come back like, yeah, sure, whatever, pal. Like, get fucked, you know? I was like, I can't, I don't know if I can fix this, you know? Like, it was so crazy, but yeah, thankfully. So that's a thing that happened after all of it. I had to almost die to realize I blocked a friend accidentally a decade ago. So a little good came out of it, I guess, you know. That's for sure. But yeah. So I did say I had a surprise for everybody earlier. It just a random bacterial infection. Yeah, that just happens to target the epiglottis, and it ramps up very fast and gets deadly very fast. Yeah. It's one of those that might have just went to bed and tried to tough it out. My airways might have just closed over in the middle of the night. It was at that point, like I say, with the salivating, and I was having trouble swallowing, and breathing was getting a little bit tougher. It wasn't like impossible at that point, but then it was enough where I was like, do I get this checked out? Like, it's 6 o'clock right now. I was like, well, it's the hospital. I could be there 8 hours. So if I wait, you know, and it gets any worse, then it's going to be really miserable. So I was like, fuck it, let's go. It's not that far, you know. And yeah, it's a damn good thing I did. Okay, give me 1 second to collect my voice again here. Yeah, and I'm not gonna start critiquing hospitals, and you know, I mean, it is what it is. Like, we've all been to school. How many people did you graduate that you were like, there's a doctor, there's a doctor, there's gonna be a doctor, that person's definitely a doctor? It's like 99% of who you see is like, well, there's community college. What was his name? He never did finish high school, did he? You know, I mean, like, it's not like we're all geniuses roaming around this friggin' planet, so there's a lot more that need smart people than there are smart people. All right, so without further ado, the big book of Gruntiotis's drug-induced, he doesn't know what he's writing to his friends and family. I don't know if they're in any particular order. I doubt it. Some of them did get thrown away and stuff, but let's see. So the first one, this one must be early. Like, Telus button very tight / Quetzalcoatl meme? Question mark? Don't know what I was trying to write there. Capital C, then text work. Sheer boredom? Question mark. I have a charity event to cancel for Saturday. Okay, it came together eventually here. Quick, text, you need Discord. No, hold of it. It is organized. Oh, yes. It is organized worldwide. So no, kind of, but it is organized worldwide. Just 2 minutes. And then I wrote down the Cheeseball 81 / twitch.tv. So my girlfriend told me, like, when I was trying to like get that across, the nurse didn't know what was going on and didn't understand that I had a run that I was supposed to do, the Kaizo Super Mario World for the Cheeseballs Lewy Body Dementia Foundation charity event. And then I was like trying to be like, just let them know, like, no, this isn't going on down the street here. This is worldwide, lady, you know. Yeah, like just none of it. So thankfully my girlfriend was there to explain that one, because, you know, when you're that drugged out of it, like, oh, he's having a good vision. He'll be visited by the 3 Asian ladies choking his airways later, you know. Okay, next page. They numbed it, but they flooded my lungs. Brother, I was drowning. They kept saying it was a narrow passage. I said, fuck you, you drowned me. I said that story earlier, and I reiterated it, I guess, from the beginning when that's probably to my cousin Ryan. It's my only way of talking to you. All I've had is water. Brew house tomorrow? Maybe ask? Tomahawk steak. Yeah. Then it just says dead to me. Can you stay after bath to make sure I get my stuff back? So glad to see everyone. So that was a bunch of time throughout the day. Yeah, that one. This one's pretty simple. It can go off any second. I bet you missed that. I don't know if I remember yesterday. Trying to think. Something like I said, I'm assuming something's gonna like trigger. It's like, I bet you missed that. So the way that I would say that would be like, I must have done something that like made them laugh, or just something that I do. Like, I bet you missed that. You haven't seen me in a while, or something, right? So. Or I was peeing into my catheter or something, and I don't know. God knows what that was. Let's see. Exhausted. Just no work. Energy, but yeah. Tired from laying down drooling. I just want my left arm free. A bit. Because, yeah, they had me strapped down to the bed with the tubes going down, because, like, it's very common for people with breathing tubes to try to rip them out. And I did that twice, you know. So, I guess one of the nurses, like, she was like, when it was her time to tie me down, it was like tight to the railing. And my girlfriend was like, you don't have to latch him down that hard here. I wouldn't know, Cut. Actually, I only really came to after they pulled it out, which is exactly what they want to do with all the drugs. So you're not really aware. So that's why I mean, like some of this, I'm gonna see if it triggers any memory. But like I went in Wednesday night and I woke up Sunday afternoon. Like, most of this is new to me to read this. Like, it all is. Like, I only remember drawing one penis, but we'll get to that page. That's like the one thing I remember drawing. Just want my left arm free a bit. John coming? How long I here? Just break me out. He can stay at either place. Probably gibberish if I'm typing. Yeah, so, I got my phone a couple of times. And, one thing I can't apologize enough to when I go back to work is that I was just sending pictures that I asked them to take of me with all of the tubes hooked up to the machines, looking on death's door, basically. And I just texted that with no context to many coworkers and my boss on stuff. Yeah, J-Dirt got one. Just like, can you fucking imagine? It's like, I didn't go into work that day, said I had a sore throat, and then out of nowheres, the next day, you're just seeing me friggin' hooked up to like 7 machines. Just like, what a fucking horrible thing to do to people. Like, holy shit. I was like, dude, like, if I would just get that, no context, like, hey, I haven't seen you in 10 years. Here I am now, you know, like, what the fuck? Like, so maybe it's a good thing I accidentally blocked my friend 10 years ago, because she probably would have got one of those out of context, you know. Can't draw a breath. Breathe. Choked off. Bath. Check mark. Uvula blocking my airway. Butt pillow. So, when you're laying in bed for days upon days, your fucking ass kills you. Like, I'm still recovering from that. Like, bed sores and shit, like what they talk about, yeah, that's a thing. Doesn't take long. Laying in a bed for 4 or 5 days, man, like, I was so uncomfortable. Like, try to shift around, and like everything's got a railing on the side or like the foot end of it, so like you're trying to like move, but then you're jammed up tight if you slide down, and you try to move up, but you're so friggin' weak, and you got fucking cords sticking out of here, there, and monitors plugged into your butt pillow and everything, man. Like, it was just so awful. Oh, this one's got a lot of writing. Okay. It looks like the pen is in good shape, or the marker too, so I think this is probably an early one. Behind ear itch. So there's like 2 overlapping things. I'm trying to see what... They keep the throat tube as excuse. Check for pillows. They don't believe when chotching. Frustrating. And that's scratched out. Pillows higher. I asked not tube. Not tube is in all capitals. I asked not tube. No, actually, I think that's just... Not tube is something different. I asked for a little bit. They want more. It because I'm a suicide patient? Throat tube, do not intern higher. Bed frame raised. Try to lower choke in lungs. Tube bed? Question mark. Farther in lungs? Question mark. Bed frame raised to not choke. Okay, so yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on there. Got morphine in Mambulance. That's M-A-M-bulance. The Mambulance. Did I ever tell you I speed ran MTPO? Mike Tyson. 3XL. Jello. Pina Colada. Okay, I remember them saying. So I was asking to tell them, like, yeah, we should make this a party, basically. Just put a pina colada in my IV bag, and we're good to go, you know. Booze! Specifics, details, what matters, switch. They said tonsillitis was blood count. I had 24. Crazy infection. Yeah. That must have been on the Friday when my cousin Ryan showed up. Because I remember them saying about the pina colada. I was asking for it. Yeah, so. This one I kind of remember. So after the tube comes out, you've got all the fluids that are like in your lungs. There's one way to get them out. Cough very hard, and then you essentially, you don't vomit, but you vomit, you know? It's not coming from the stomach, it's from your lungs, right? And I just remember like that was going on for so long, like all Sunday, just misery. So I wrote like, how aren't you puking? Sorry. Couldn't swallow or breathe. Gross AF. My typing was nonsense. I am not allowed to talk. Love you guys. Scary. Not your dad's. Thank you for coming. I don't know what that would. Keep Popper? When we go? Sore throat, then closed throat. So this is probably when my cousin John and my buddy Evan showed up. I'm probably trying to explain, like, because I vaguely remember them saying, like, oh, I should ask you more yes or no questions so you don't have to write as much and stuff. But and I also have written, don't tell Dad this bad. Because, yeah, I guess I was, like, telling him, like, downplay it for my parents. You know? There's the penis picture. It's honestly the worst penis I've ever drawn. Just, I'll show you there. Just the worst. Just the worst. Don't want them to see this. No wonder I can't draw. Her drugs suck. Don't want to sleep now. Scared to puke. We will do Zoomers camping. So yeah, this I definitely knew this one was when my cousin was there. I was like, yep, we were talking about camping and stuff. Heavy with fluid in lung. Oh, I also drew the Superman symbol at one point. I think the context of that was we were saying, like, I felt like just absolute horrible. And they're like, no, you're pretty tough, you know. And I just drew like the Superman shield. Did a half-dazed pose just as a joke. But yeah, I remember drawing that. Tube felt like hollow thumb. Oh, so somebody asked, what does the tube feel like? A hollow thumb, apparently. Hollow thumb. Fucking thing strangled my arm. This one I also remember. So when they're checking your vitals, like they just have like the thing, you know, they Velcro it around and just like the bag pumps up and it gets your pressure. Well, I tried to tell them. I was like, this thing is malfunctioning, or it's jacked up too high, or like whatever this is, or like it's strapped too tight. I don't know. But my arm was like going purple. Like, I mean, this thing was like not just tight. It was like literally I thought my arm was going to need to be like amputated there. So like, yeah, just like the buddy who poured the fluid down into my lungs there at the start. Like, yeah, of course, you got a narrow airway. It's like, well, yeah, it's supposed to be tight. I'm like, will somebody just give me a little credit here, you know? Like, I know the difference between these two things. Like, you're killing me here. This thing is awful, you know? They're looking at me like, well, what, am I the person who fixes the bag machine? You know, like, I'm just letting you know, fuck, like... But yeah, that thing was miserable. I was so glad to get moved to the different bed. And then when it went off, I was like, I knew it. That's how it's supposed to feel. Fuck me, man. Brains in jars. Gargling. Can't get breathe. Heavy snot feeling in lung / back of throat. Can't swallow. Tailbone. Did they say to cough earlier? God, what was that? Yeah, there was something where, like, one nurse was saying, like, he should not be coughing or whatever. Like, don't do that. But then everyone else was like, no, you need to get that fluid out of your lungs. That's why you've got this suction tube. And then, yeah, like, that turned into a whole thing with that nurse, unfortunately. She, had to file a complaint against her at one point, but there's always that one seasoned veteran, I guess, right? Can I external suction? Where are we going? I just want drool. X-ray? Question mark? I just want drool. How long to leave? Charity event Saturday. Shower? Question mark. I don't know what the first word is. It's like P-E... Oh, perfect clock? What? I don't fucking know. Good luck on that one. About suits and funerals. We need parties. So that's something that I've been saying for a couple of years. Like, we only ever get together when somebody dies. You know. Nobody's getting married anymore, so I don't want to see my friends in suits anymore, right? It's kind of my look on life, so. I think I keep forgetting power. I'm drained. Kleenex. What? You got any propofol? I guess propofol? That must have been the stuff they were trying to drug me with. I got 2 rules for being in the ICU. Don't touch my propofol, and do you got any propofol? I ordered us large fries and burger. More steroids? Question mark. Plain letters. Like I said, it's a lot of this I am just completely fucking out of my mind. I don't remember 99.9% of these, so hopefully some is funny, and, you know, we'll we'll get through them here. Take another sip here. Hello, Chef Bacon Pancakes. Everyone, Chef Bacon Pancakes is my girlfriend. The one who took such good care of me, so. Alley Cat. Love their apricot. 30th, I'll grab some 2 for house sleep in like 3 days. Yeah. Oh, I think it says I'll grab 24 hours of sleep in like 3 days. Yeah. Must have already been feeling tired. I know exactly what this is referencing. So I don't know. Let me see if I can bring it up. This is funny. This is me showing off to one of my friends again. All right, I know exactly what I was trying to say. Let me see if I can just find the video real fast here. Yeah, so I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but 1 second. I think it should be this one. Yeah, there we go. So this right here, I'll probably have to undo. So yeah, I have that written down. They keep me drugged to be a vegetable. They're never letting me go. Kidney transplant. Get me out. They'll steal my kidney. Thank you. I was just thinking. So, yeah. I knew exactly what that was referencing to. Yeah, so I think that was when my friend Denise was there. They drugged me to keep me a vegetable. That's so stupid. Where's the white blood count? Yesterday 24, today question mark? Yeah, this one says sucks to put them through it after Billy. So we must have been. That's me feeling bad that people are showing up at the hospital. Billy was my friend who passed away last year. Yeah. Let's see. More painkillers. Make it harder to breathe. Pass out. Only might not wake up. Super deep breath. Too hard to breathe to sleep. Is John coming? Horribly. Evan. Something or sleep. I can't breathe. And another picture of a clock. Another picture of a clock going on. I don't know. Don't know what was up with the clock stuff. Fable Doll Ray. Donuts. Camera parts. Boogerfish? There's an arrow pointing to the left and an arrow pointing to the right, and in between it says floor. Something drugs. and then just ha. White bag, lax jams, gobba something, measure my river. I don't know. That one was really overlapping and fucked up at that point, which makes sense with what was going on before it. Gotta take care of your parking. Apricat. Still near here? Brewery. It was. I seen it. I might have. Maybe I did want one. Trying to find the charity event I was doing at 8 Twitch. Camera hurts. Lewy body dementia. I want to talk to Samson. Fuck me. Fly me to the moon and back. It doesn't say the fly me to the moon and back, but that's from fucking... Oh, God, what is that movie with Dave Chappelle and all that? I want to talk to Samson. Before major tests, border collie throughout Monday. Major. Couldn't hear doctor. Did he want cough? Out with bag pulled out? I don't know if he meant like the fluid bag or my bag. I'm not sure what I was understanding. If I was getting a physical or like what I was trying to understand at that moment. Hard to breathe again. Tube moved. Appreciate you. Love you. Apricat rocks. I really need to get some Apricat beer, I guess. Half-baked. Yeah, that's the movie. I love just the random stupid shit that's thrown in, like, just because we were trying to make each other laugh and stuff, right? So, vaguely remember a couple things, but talking about Twitch and I want to talk to Samson. Sorry, I thought I caught this in time. So fast. No tall boys tonight. Fuck. Send pic to my boss. Drool all mouth. I can't even. Which cousin? I don't know what it says. Oh, and then it's like Ryan ? Contacts. Go to sleep. Then I kind of drew a clock, but I just put a 12, not like an arrow. The other ones were like the arms of the clock. But how many hours? Can't read that. What the? Sleep Mac. Another arrow. Holding. Are we holding us someone? Yeah, no idea about that. And I guess that's all of it right there. So there you go. That's the ups and downs and all arounds of trying to communicate when you can't physically talk, so and just snapping out of a hell of a ride. So, she keeps me drugged to be a vegetable. That's such a fucking... If you're ever gonna use that joke, I mean, the ICU is like the perfect place for it. So I'm pretty proud of myself with that one. That one I'm pretty happy with. But yeah, alright, now. I got one more surprise. And this one's also a surprise to me. I gotta sign into Discord here. So it was mentioned a few times I was supposed to do the Cheese Balls charity event. Which obviously did not happen. But we had a special surprise lined up. I was like, it's not about my run, it's about making it a fun half-hour block, right? And when you play Quickie World 2, the Moon World is the Moon Song from DuckTales, which is an instant DMCA strike, mutes the VOD and all that, right? So I was like, well, I want to figure out something to do with that, because I don't want that to, cause a problem if, Cheese wants to do anything with the VOD or whatever, right? So I came up with an idea because 8-Bit Owl had just come back to streaming and stuff. I was like, oh man, if there's one person I know who would make this classic, it's Owly Otis here. So I reached out, and I gotta download this. We will listen to it together for the first time. So my plan was, I was like, I want you, maybe you could even just sing it live. I was going to do the commentary, and then when we got to that special stage, I was going to be like, oh yeah, and special guest 8-Bit Owl is here to help us avoid the DMCA strike. So after 20 minutes, oh yeah, he's here. And here's his rendition of the Moon Song from DuckTales, And yeah, let me So 1 second here. So I didn't hear it, and I didn't want to hear it until the event, because I was like, I want this, because I know it's going to be just so funny. I was like, I want to hear this live, and then I was going to be like, for every death on the stage, because I'm laughing at your version of this, I might have to match a donation or something, right? So debuted for the first time, unfortunately not over at the Cheeseball 81's charity marathon that I unfortunately missed. This is the Moon Song from DuckTales, DMCA free, a cappella version by 8-Bit Owl. It's doing good. Bastard, I knew he'd do it. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a 15-minute time loss right there. Holy shit, buddy. That was so good. That's exactly why I was like, I know he's going to do this better than I can even imagine. And that was fucking phenomenal. Pogo stick is now stuck in my head for the rest of the day. How would I play that stage? Like, I probably would have like had to like go into the audio settings to like mute it on my end so it's still playing for everyone else, because I don't know if I could do 2 loops of that song. That's so good. That's so funny. Oh man, I really wish we could have done that. I really wish we could have done that. Let's say you want it to be about the event being fun. Who gives a shit about me playing Mario, you know? And yeah, he nailed. That's so good. Ah, fuck. Amazing. And like some of that was like legitimately like he layered that so well. Like like everything about that was perfect. Oh man. Ah, jeez. Well, yeah, that was God damn it. That was the whole experience, anyways. That was the whole thing. I think that one's just a straight up Capcom or whatever the hell. It's just one of those you're not getting around it. It's not some guy who recorded it in a paper bag and just happened to use the Legend of Zelda theme, and you know. It's one of those like, no, there's no getting around this one. It's like straight from whatever. Which sucks, but yeah. Yeah, whatever it is, you know, I can't remember exactly why, but they might have used that version with an actual show or something, and yeah, however ties in, you don't get away with it. Instantly mutes your VOD. So yeah. Oh god, that was so good. Oh well. As much as I would love to sit here for cheese. Oh my god, did you just hear it? Did you just hear the song? Or did you just miss it? I saved the surprise for myself because I was gonna listen to. Oh well, we're listening to it again then. Hang on. I was just saying how like I had the surprise lined up where we were gonna just pretend like 8-Bit Owl was not even here until the song reveal, and I was gonna listen to it live myself for the first time just to be funny and just fail horribly. I knew, because I knew it was gonna be good, right? So yeah, give me 1 second here. And we will listen to it again. It's picked up my mic. There are like moments where it's fantastic here. He just leans into it. Oh my god. Yeah, that was easily 10 minutes of time loss for the run right there. I would have needed to be on world record pace, I think, to keep it within the estimate after hearing that. So good. So good. Oh boy. Oh, of course, yeah. No, just one of the many things I was looking forward to over the weekend, and then like this weekend I had golf plans, and I guess I still never did get my truck tires changed over. I gotta get that done. Just realized, yeah. So yeah, it was, that's the whole thing in a nutshell, basically. So, thanks for hanging and listening. Definitely good to just put it all out there, I think. Just let anyone know, and it's never too late to reach out to somebody. It means the world, even if it's just the text or whatever, like you're not going to be there going through your phone list or whatever, like who didn't text me. I mean, you're not going to be like that, but anyone who does reach out, it does mean the world to somebody, whether you're able to respond or not. Eventually, that's the beautiful thing about texts, you get to them when you can, and then you see a lot of love. And so yeah, if there's been somebody you haven't talked to in a long time, or somebody you should call that you just haven't, do that. Do it, because your fucking cup of coffee might take you out. I have no idea what caused this, and I will never underestimate sickness. But honestly, like I say, I mean, this was a sore throat. Even, my friend was like, I mean, how could you know? Like, it's a miracle you went in at all. Like, she was the same. Like, my buddy Neil, same thing. Like, yeah, I probably would have just tried to go to bed or something, Like, it was just a coin flip that I decided that I did, that I live close enough to a hospital where it was like, yeah, whatever. So, but yes, take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, I will, if I am back on again, I can't promise the mic will be on. I say this was probably twice as long as it should have been, so just get some rest. I'm getting a lot of grumpy grumps from old Lulu on the couch over here. Yeah, I'm talking about you, little sweet face. Oh, you're getting cuddles. Oh, you're getting cuddles, so don't you worry. You're getting that belly rubbed. So yeah, we will Oh, I didn't even realize her. Cressy, thank you for the sub. The alerts don't pop up in certain menus and like the chat that I have with stream elements, it doesn't show it, so I missed that entirely. So sorry about that. But yeah, I guess we will raid on over somewhere. Because I still think it's a good thing to raid out. Let us see. Who's doing stuff. But yeah, like I say, I mean, I've got nothing but time to sink into like 100-hour game or whatever, so like I could just be here to hang out. Might throw on a movie in Discord or something like that, because I'm just going to be kind of sitting around the couch and whatever anyways, so keep an eye out in Discord. If you notice the little symbol that a movie's happened, well, there's a good chance of that going on. So. Let's see. Oh, looks like my name is Mr. Kimball is just warming up for a bunch of runs. So he'll be a bit before he's doing that. Actually, you know what? Let's send you somewhere different here. Really cool streamer. If you enjoy Star Trek, she knows more than you probably. Really fun, just cool person all around. Piece by Piece. Which apparently she got partner recently. So there you go. I didn't even know that happened. So that's really good. Well deserved. Really funny. All that good stuff. So. Alright, we'll send you over there. Everyone, thanks for hanging. Yeah, we'll be back. I'm not gonna rush it. I'm gonna rest it. So, gonna make sure I get my rest for sure. So, take it easy, everybody. Until next time. Bye bye.